and mascara. We're going to do an all things Jouve training, everything from application to resources, marketing, questions, business building. We're going to have one of our RX brand managers, Erika Elmats, come on and talk about ingredients, how we compete with people within our industry, how we compete with products in mainstream retail or clinical environments. And so it's going to be awesome. If you see me looking down, there's two things that I'm looking at. I have a complete other fuse set up here with a dashboard, and that's where I can navigate through some questions, things like that. Secondly, having said all of that, also some of you will be texting me and doing different things too. That's totally fine. So if you have my cell number, feel free to text. If you want to do it through the chat box, no one will see your questions out there watching but me, and we'll get those addressed. And for those of you that want to have products sitting right beside you, I challenge you to do an application as well. And if you like, we can talk about how you're feeling. We can turn your camera on. No one's cameras are turned on right now, and do that. So with that being said, let me, I did just get a question about whether or not this is being recorded. Yes, it's being recorded. So let's do first things first. I'm going to take this picture down. Ugh, this is kind of scary. This is how much faith I have in what we do and how we do it. But I want you to look and see, you can see my face. Now my face looks 10,000 times better than it did prior to Jouve, but the lines in my forehead, my parentheses especially, are what I have issues with. Some of you have issues under your eyes. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just not as concerned with them as I am with the massive crinkles, as my daughter calls them. Why do you have crinkles? So yes, my crinkles, we're going to address those right now. So bear with me. I'm going to show you exactly what I do in the morning to fix my face. And then I'm going to tell you my really big secret. I'm going to show you some before and after pictures. And if you want to know why some of them are so dramatic, it's because of what I do at night. So there are little tidbits, what you can do during the day, but there's also a really cool tidbit of what you can do at night. So let's go ahead and get this started. I always start from the top down because I work with my biggest problems first, because it gives it a chance to sink in. And then I'm not even going to lie, there are times that I have to go back and fix and fill and do all that fun stuff. And I do, when I put makeup on, I do use a finishing powder, because I've noticed with a finishing powder, and get a good finishing powder. It's a translucent powder that sets your makeup. And I happen to use this finishing powder because it's made with rice bran protein, the same rice bran kind of thing that is in our Nutrify products. So it's good for your face, and it's not expensive. You get it at the drugstore. So there are really some cool products coming out that are mainstream that don't cost an arm and a leg. So I apologize. I needed to have a stand-up mirror, and I thought about that right before we got started. And so I'm going to get closer to the camera and let you look at my face. I know this is super boring, but I'm just sharing with you a lot of the lines on my forehead are already disappearing. The more you use this, the faster it works, which is why my tagline for marketing when I share this with people is, the first time you use it's the worst result you're going to get. And that result's usually so incredible that people get emotional about it, like I did in the Jouve, the 5-minute video. The first time I used the tightener, you could hear it in my voice how emotional I got. I'm so thankful they didn't put that footage on the video, because y'all would have seen me blubbering like an idiot. I was excited, I was laughing, I was crying. It was just a big old mess. But it was exciting to see that happen. Now, I have this big laugh line right here that the brightening cream has done more miracles on than anything. And then I have another one. And let me know what y'all are seeing or noticing. feel free to jump on the, some of you need to, it's funny, if you are watching on Wi-Fi and not on, if you're watching on Wi-Fi, the picture might be a little grainy. If you are tethered to a wall and watching that way, it won't be, because some of you, sadly, are seeing me in high definition, which shows you just how much faith I have in this product. Because prior to Jouve, I despised high definition cameras. Now, here's a perfect example. The big crease in my forehead, okay, is gone, except right here. And right there, it's largely disappeared, but that is a massive crevasse as far as I'm concerned. It's for two reasons. It's on the left side of my face. The left side of your face, if you're in your car a lot, when you do a split picture of yourself, you will notice your left side of your face is doing that. I'm using the tightener. Kimberly just asked me what product I'm using. Yes, Kimberly, I'm using the tightener right now. So this is the 90-second tightener. And so I'm just going to let that sit on my face, and we're going to get on with this presentation, and we will take it from there. So I'm going to get up real close, and it's working. Things are happening. Now, remember, I don't have any foundation or anything else on my face, and these lines are disappearing. So I can feel it working. The reason why that just turned red is because I put more tightener on, and it is really going to town. You can feel it working. So by this being said, let's go and let's start talking about some of these products, what they do, how they work. And I'm going to let you look at the tightener, what it did to me the first time I used it. And this was a real time lapse. You've seen it. This presentation isn't all about me. It just so happens I've had access to the products longer and have used them longer. But I want you to see what you're seeing and what you're seeing on my face. You can see the lines there on the left side of my face are far more severe than the right. So we put the tightener on half of my face, and 90 seconds later, it was remarkable. And this was the first application. The more you use it, the less you need to use, and the better it works. Now, I put the tightener on at night. I've been doing that now for 3 weeks. I put the brightener on. I let it totally sink in. I go clean up the kitchen, do whatever I'm going to do, get the kids to bed, make sure the dogs are okay, whatever it is to let it totally sink in. And then I put the tightener on. I put a lot of tightener on at night, everywhere that I want it, and I go to bed. And the tightener works all night long. Remember, it's therapeutic. So now, during the day, of course, I get up, I wash my face, take my shower, do whatever I'm going to do. And now I'm using less and less tightener because I'm getting the therapeutic qualities of it with the brightener at night. So I know this is going to cause a firestorm. I'm ready for it. Here we go. Oh, wow. That's so funny. You just made me feel good. Okay, so with that being said, please feel free to ask questions or whatnot. I really feel my face tightening up. So I'm going to put this back on. Tell me what y'all think. Getting the bangs out of the way. Here's the funny thing. I'm able to grow my bangs out now because I'm not embarrassed about my forehead. My 11s are gone. You can see I don't use Botox because I can move my face. But even when I release my forehead, my lines are gone. See? And you see this? Gone, 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 gone. Now, when you first start using the product, you might notice a white residue. All tighteners leave a white residue. Ours is no more or worse than others. The reason of that being is when you first start using the tightener, it's really having to move and do a lot to pull the skin and to get in there and push that out. The more you use it, the less of a residue you will get. If you do get a residue, and I'm going to wait because sometimes it shows up 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, I have very little residue that shows up now. There's a quick fix for the residue, and it is the biggest reason why I carry the sample tubes in my purse. Yes, the samples are 3-day minis, but to me, hang on, I've got all my product right here in the boxes. One of the biggest reasons why I sell and share the 3-day minis on the brightener is because the brightener is also a tightener eraser. If you use, and I'm going to wait until it gets there, and I'm going to put it on my face and show you that it will absolutely erase any trace that the tightener has if you apply it correctly and if you use a tiny pin drop to do that. And then you can put your makeup on, or if you already have your makeup on and you're like, oh, they're little telltale signs of the tightener, you can use the brightener and barely go around the edges. I'm talking about with a feather touch, and completely erase any trace evidence and still set your face for 8 hours. That just caused another explosion. How long do you wait at night to put on the tightener? Thank you, Cassie. At night, I really don't care. Clay loves me whether I have white lines on my face or not. So I put the brightener on, maybe 10, 15 minutes, like really let it sink in and my face is dry. And then I put that tightener on and I go to bed. And it is amazing what that has done, the difference that has made. That's a really good question. And we have quite a few people doing that now. That are doing that. Are you applying both 2 times a day, Sandy? It depends. I pretty much, my face is so great because of the brightener at night. Sometimes I use it during the day if I feel like I need a little more moisture. Because of the healing that it's done for me at night, I don't use it that much during the day like I used to, but you can still use both. That's not a problem. It totally depends on your skin and what you want to do. Paula, did you say you use the brightener at night? Yes, yes. If you aren't going to bed with this all over your face, you are crazy. This is remarkable, and I'm going to show you a quick picture of what just using the brightener for 28 days did. Just using the brightener, okay? Just using the brightener twice a day for 4 weeks. These were the results. So the brightener, and we're going to talk about the clinical results. The brightener has 100% effectiveness in a clinical trial. So this is a very, very good question that you were asking. And I don't know, I'll let everybody see when it pops up that they can see it, but the brightener did that to my face. Just the brightener. I went loud and clear. Just using the dark spot and brightening corrector and brightening cream. That's what it did. People go, why does your face look fatter? Because this rejuvenates and plumps your skin back to its youthfulness. I did not understand that even when you drink a lot of water, your skin is the largest organ, and most of our skin is chronically dehydrated because we think we're drinking enough water for all of our organs. The minute your body needs water, it pulls from one place first, and that is your skin. And that is why older people tend to look a little more sallow. Their skin looks a little more tissue papery, and they've lost the fat in their face. That youthful, plumpy fat. Erika is going to talk about the properties in this from the Japanese coral grass to the Swiss snow algae, and that is the reason why your face looks rejuvenated. Your wrinkles go away. The uneven skin tones, those bad liver spots. You can see I had one under my eye. I had some ugly ones down here, just bad sun damage. So the brightening cream, I love the tightening cream, but this is my favorite. The brightening cream is my favorite because I never would have looked like that without makeup ever if it wasn't for this. So this is my nighttime regimen. Nothing will ever take me away from this. Ever, ever, never. But so I slather that on and then I put the tightening cream on and I go to bed because it has therapeutic qualities. So now during the day, I use less of this because I feel like my face is rebuilding and healing at night. You might disagree. You might not want to do it. People are asking me what I'm doing. So I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing. And so now let's get into some nitty gritty fun stuff. Okay. I'm going to show you how I present the business. And it is very, when you see how simple it is. Oh, what? Sorry about that. That was exciting. When you see how simple it is to share, I don't have any fancy PowerPoint. I simply use the home presentation that's in our back office. And the reason why is I don't want people to feel like they have to have a PhD in Jouve to show the business. I have this on my tablet. I have this on my computer. You can even print this off. It's just a simple PDF. And when you flip through it and talk through it, they go, I can do that. You've got to let your prospects, whether they want to do the business or not, even if you're talking to them as a customer, they have to think to themselves, I can do that. Okay. So let me show you very quickly how simple this is to do. Now, this is the Jouve journey, the 90-second, or I'm sorry, 30, 40, whatever second commercial on YouTube that was the 90-second transformation. I have all of those YouTube videos saved. And when I say saved, a YouTube account is free. And so I like them and I put them in my favorites. So after the presentation, if they go, I want to see those videos, I can go, hey, let me text them to you. What's your email? I send them directly to them sitting in front of them. And now they have it to look at it again, the 5-minute video with me and Dr. Ginger, Dr. Ginger's solo video, Deanna's video, Dr. Silkman's video that you're going to see here in a second. Forget 10 years, 20 years came off of that man's face, and he was handsome to begin with. But I mean, I want people to see that this works across the board. Okay, dark spot corrector and brightening cream. I show them just in this one area of sun damage and rosacea kind of melasma thing, what it did for this woman's face. If you wonder why some of the photos say after 6 weeks of use, the clinical trial was 6 weeks. My results, I was so excited at 4 weeks, we cataloged those in the trial because most people's supplies will be a month-long supply. So we wanted to show people that truly getting a skin system together could do some major correction for them in a 4-week cycle. But the reason why you're seeing 6-week cycles in some of the pictures, 6 weeks is what your body needs to complete, to have a complete skin cycle, meaning you're constantly shedding skin every day. I mean, that's where most of our dust comes from. It's kind of gross when you think about it, but that's how we work. And so by the time the derma gets to the top layer of skin, it's a 6-week transformation. So I thought, let's double down on this. If the tightener is therapeutic, and I'm watching it change people's faces in 90 seconds, and it lasts 4 to 8 hours, depending on how you apply it and depending on how you finish your face or how much moisture you're exposed to. Why not double down and do it at night as well? So I have less to fuss with in the morning when I'm trying to go to work, when I have appointments, when I really want to look my best and not be worried about any trace evidence of what's going on. So that's the reason why I started using it at night. Nobody told me to, but it's been a remarkable change. Now, the tightening and the restoring. This is, and I know Lynn would not be upset if I said this, this is Lynn Allen Johnson's cheek. Those cheek marks that happen are virtually impossible to erase without surgery or fillers, because it is such a lifting, plumping exercise to make that happen. So the tightening serum doesn't have to be applied like I do, like wood putty in a crack. It can also be applied in a smoothing fashion. So I want you to look at this picture, and I want someone to text me and remind me to show you a picture of my dear friend Regina, who we took the tightening serum And she wanted to really put it to the test. And we have a zoom in of the lower part of her face. And I just, somebody, please don't let me forget to do that. Let's see. I think we have another question. Yes, we have more questions. Hang on. Oh, yes, Connie, the whole thing with primer, we're going to talk about that. She says using a primer is also what erases the residue. That's my secret. That was when we were doing the trials. That is everything that you will need after you apply the tightener. You will want to use a good primer before you apply makeup for 2 reasons. It holds the tightener in place. It bridges the gap between your bare skin and the tightener to make it smooth. And primer you should use anyway because it sets your makeup and it creates a barrier for all the nasty stuff in people's cosmetics from getting into their skin. So thank you for pointing that out. Oh my gosh. I don't know why my thing keeps doing that, so I apologize. Let's see. Here's another question real fast. Tons are asking about putting on makeup. Someone asked, what kind of primer do I use? Now, there are great primers on the market. I like Dermalogica. The reason why I like Dermalogica, it's called Age Smart. It has a 30 SPF. It's tinted to, it's got a smart tint technology that it will kind of transform itself to any skin tone. It's very light. When I use the Dermalogica, I don't have to use foundation. The less makeup, the better for me now because I am so free because for 20 some years, I feel like I've put a mask on every day. So that's why I like Dermalogica. Almay makes a very nice primer. Bare Minerals makes a very nice primer. There are other fantastic companies from Estee Lauder to Clinique to what you see like Almay you can get at a drugstore. It's good stuff. So find what works for you and use that. This is Dr. Silkman. That's one of the coolest videos to show. I even show that to women because I want them to know this is for everybody. So I really like showing all of the transformations, if it were. And now trying the products. If I'm sitting right there with someone, I go, okay, let's try the products. So what I'll do is I'll go, is there a spot you want to try? And if they have on makeup, this is totally up to you, what you want to do. I go, look, you're supposed to put it on bare skin, but I'm going to put it on right here because now you'll have less of a residue if you put it on bare skin. You have more of a residue if you put it on top of a cosmetic or something like that. So I'll put it on or let them put it on and I show them what to do. And as we're talking, they're feeling it work. And they get excited. And it's pretty neat. I tell them that this seal of approval, the 100% potency guarantee, means that anything that we put in a product is there in a significant dose, meaning a clinical dose. And this is something that we're very, very proud of. Our manufacturing, I just let them look at that. I let them just see we have gone to great lengths to have very high standards. The quality testing. The quality testing is where I take a pause and I go, you need to understand that the quality testing is what we're most proud of. These have been rigorously tested. These have been clinically proven. We have an accredited laboratory. The list goes on and on. They're like, oh, okay, neat. I don't have to get into all of the different things. And then our clean commitment, I talk about how safe this is. I say, when you get home, I want you to look at some of your products and feel free to look up their ingredients or go to the EWG website and look up their ingredients. And I want you to really see their toxicity level. Don't take it from me. I don't even know what you're using. Just go home and do it. Some people do, some people don't. The ones that do, I get a phone call that night. I get a phone call that afternoon. I get a phone call as soon as they do it. And it's really neat because you're educating people, but letting them do their own referencing, and you don't have to be bogged down with all of that. I don't know the names of half the ingredients. I let people find out on their own what they've been using. Our clean commitment is incredible. And if they call me back excited about, oh my goodness, I'm excited to use Jouve. I had no idea the harsh chemicals I was using for all these years. I send them Deanna's Zero Compromise video, again, on YouTube, saved in my favorites, because they hear directly from the horse's mouth that we have an all good commitment, not a whole lot of good and a little bit of bad. We have an all good commitment, and it's a clean commitment, and it's something that we stand behind and we're really proud of. So I'm just letting you know that's fun to talk about. Now, the 4 key components of how this works is the fact that it's safe. There's nothing in this that's harmful. It's effective. It works. We had a clinical trial with 100% effectiveness. I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road. Therapeutic is where people mess this up. Most people think the word therapeutic means it feels good and it's calming and soothing. Well, yes, it does feel good, and yes, it's calming and soothing. However, therapeutic in this application or in this environment means the more you use it, the less you need to use. The more you use it, the more healing properties are happening within your skin and body. That's my favorite aspect of what we use. And they're one of our biggest competitors is they have a kind of a wrinkle freeze. And the first time you use it is the best result you get. And then the second time you use it, you have to use more product, and it isn't quite as severe, but you're still happy because, you know, it's working a little bit. And then the more you use it, the less it works. Why? Because it's full of very harsh things that are breaking down your skin. It's full of things that your body is going to start repelling and saying, I don't want to react to this. I'm not going to absorb it like I did, or whatever the case may be. So here, I love the fact that the first time you use it is the worst result you're going to get. And the more you use it and the more you apply it, and at night, like the other reason I started using it at night was because I wanted to practice the application so that I could play with it. And it didn't matter when I went to bed, just let it work. There was no pressure. So it's one of those things that, you know, I do that as much for my stupidity as I do for anything. And then it's multifunctional. Someone just asked, do you use a toner? Nope, because I don't have to anymore. I use a cleanser that I really like, a very gentle cleanser, and I use this, and that's my skin regimen. And then at night, because I really wanted to make my wrinkles vanish over time, I use these together and let them work together, but you don't have to. My skin regimen consists of a gentle cleanser, warm water, this. That's pretty much it. So you're taking all those products off the bathroom counter, all that other extra stuff. And we're going to talk about that. Real ingredients. People love this. I'm going to let Erika get into the vitamin C. I'm going to let Erika get into the Swiss snow algae. One point I will make to you, as you share this and the Swiss snow algae, tell your friends to remember the term watermelon snow. If they go to a search engine and type in watermelon snow, they're going to learn about Swiss snow algae. Watermelon snow is a lot easier to remember sometimes than Swiss snow algae. And now you're empowering them. They're having fun doing their own digging to find out what makes us different. Japanese coral grass. Now, there's a scientific explanation for what I'm about to share with you. Again, I'm going to let Erika, the product guru, talk about it. But how many of you have noticed the minute that the brightener touches your skin, I mean, there's no waiting. The minute you put it on your hand, your face, wherever, you instantly notice that your skin feels like silk. It's the darndest thing I've ever felt in my life. It's because of somebody who's going, me. Oh, a ton of you are. Okay, that's the Swiss snow. That's the Japanese coral grass. So this is what reduces the redness, but it's also what gives you that silky feeling. It's an incredibly strong moisture retention property in our ingredients. And when you saw, Dr. Mike explains it better than anyone, but when you saw the difference in my sallow face and my kind of youthful face, he said, your body was starved for and whatever the compound was in the Japanese coral grass. So I'm just letting you know that gives you a good visual on that. Now, the fact that we are safe and we have a never ever list, and if in just a second, I'm going to pull up our never ever list. I can't pronounce some of those words. I just know they're super scary when you look them up. So I, again, will text someone or send someone the never ever list and let them look up what those chemicals or compounds do, like how harmful they are. And it's shocking when they have that little PDF on a device and they go into their cosmetic bag or they go into their bathroom and start looking at ingredients and see these things in stuff they've been using for years. And it gives me great joy to say, we will never, ever use those. And the biggies, no pegs, no phthalates. The P is silent, phthalate, okay? No parabens, no artificial colors, no synthetic fragrances. People say, but this smells so good. I go, well, jasmine and lavender smell good. And they have aromatherapeutic properties. That's why another reason why you feel so good when you put it on. So it's just little things like that. I don't get into the never ever list in a presentation. I kind of use that afterwards when we're having a discussion. This is your goal. When you share these, the greatest marketing sensations that have ever been have all been with products or marketing tools that start a conversation. You can't tell me that a demonstratable product won't start a conversation. I promise you it will. And starting that conversation and keeping it going and empowering them with the tools for them to get the knowledge or the information that's important to them, trust me, you can't stop the train once that starts happening. So let's go back. I'm getting lit up with questions. Let's look at this and hang on a second, guys. I'm so excited that y'all are asking questions, and we're going to do Charlie. It's making me nuts. Mary Louise asked, has the EWG looked at this yet? I know that RX is actually talking about that, and Erika is going to address that because she is she's at the corporate office a lot because that's what she does. So we'll make sure that we get that question answered. Someone says, what causes the chalkiness? We're going to come back to that in just a second. Let's see, if those of you say, let's see, I'm hoping that if the slides haven't advanced, that's not on our end because we are broadcasting. That could be on your end. You might need to exit the meeting and come back in and it'll refresh your fuse. That trick works. People want to know the name of the finishing powder. I will let you know that here in a second. Great. Let's see. We've answered that about applying at night. Other people are having great responses. This is awesome. Okay, Connie. Talking about using a primer for the residue. Let's see, we're going to talk about the primer. We did. I'm sorry, you guys. This is awesome. This is the most excitement we've had in a while. I want to make sure everybody. Let's see. I'm scrolling down. We've done this. If you use the products at night, do you use the moisturizer in the morning? It totally depends. Some days I do, some days I don't. It depends on if I'm in a hurry. If I have time, I put the moisturizer, the brightener on first, and I let it soak in. You do not want to apply the tightener over any moisture on your face. You do not. If you want good results and to not have that peeling and less of the chalkiness. So put the brightener on, let it totally sink in, and then go and put the tightener on. For some people, it's 15 minutes. Some people, it might be 30. Some of you might not have that kind of time in the morning. So if that's the case, you would best be using this at night no matter what, and then it won't be that much of an issue, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to go over and I am going to pull up the awesome, hang on, our pack. packages, because at the end of the presentation, I want people to see the packages. I want them to see what it is that we're doing. In the home presentation, it shows the retail prices, the 15% preferred customer pricing, and it shows the 30% off. And I say, which price would you prefer? I've never had anyone prefer retail. And somebody said, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's go back and let's look at it real fast. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to go as things are relevant and where they are. So bear with me one moment and let's go. I'm going to the end of the presentation and I'm going backwards so that I didn't have to walk through. Here we go. I am hoping that everybody has the Instant Tightening and Restoring Serum up on their screen. And I am assuming that you do. And I want to make sure I've gotten there. Oh, what do you recommend for removing makeup for potential customers? There are, we used in Nashville, these coconut oil-based make-off remover cloths. Now, I use a cleanser. I use a very high-end cleanser because it's very gentle. And it's funny, apparently I used to use a very harsh one, which was for some of my problems. So, but if you're there with someone, I want y'all all to have these little gentle makeup wipes. Now, some of them, they make clean makeup wipes that have a coconut oil in them, a coconut derivative that wipes it off. And that's what we used in Nashville for those of you that were there. If you cannot find those, find one that says a gentle makeup remover wipe. There are quite a few. You can go to CVS or Walgreens and see something. I would get something for sensitive skin, so that way, you know, anybody with you wouldn't say, "Oh, but I have sensitive skin." Okay, well, this is why we use this, and then let them use that as their remover. Let their face dry, and then apply the product. Have them apply the product. Show them how simple it is to do. So that's a really great question. Oh, whoops. And Erika is here with us. Hang on, I've got to get her promoted. There she is, so that she can get done what she needs to get done. Okay. So now we've just got a handful more questions. Yes. Should my husband shave before using the brightener and the tightener? That's a really good question. I mean, I would think it would be a lot more pleasant to put on if it was on a smooth face, but I know, I mean, I've seen people use it across the board. So that's a question we're going to ask Erika. I'm just going to push that off on her. How about that? Thanks, Sue. If you use foundation with normal dry skin, what's the best over the tightener? First of all, if you are going to use foundation, makeup foundation is wet. So you are going to have to use a primer or you're not going to be happy. And if you use a good primer, you will use so little makeup over the top of it. And if you use the brightener every night, your skin is going to even out its skin tone to where you're going to use less foundation anyway. So I feel very confident in saying that. So it's whatever you prefer. I've seen people use everything from powder foundation over this. I've tried them all. Liquid foundation over this, a luminescence foundation that, and I've also seen a matte like a mousse where it's in the jar. I've tried it where it's like a whipped up foundation, but then when you put it on, it leaves a matte finish. All of those work with these products. It's what you do in between putting the product on and your foundation that's going to result in your happiness. So this is something you need to play around with. We all have different skin. We all have different makeups, but the good news is these products work on every type of skin. African American, Asian, Hispanic, white, Caucasian, whatever. This works. And then you need to play with the products afterwards to get the result you want. Don't blame these. We've had clinical trials. They work. You need to play around with what you're using afterwards. That's a really, really good question. And so now here we go. Okay, so we've got up on the screen the Instant Tightening and Restoring Serum. The reason why I go with the home presentation that corporate did is because no one has to wait on me to email them my super duper fancy presentation. It's right in your back office. I personalize it with before and after pictures of people I know and love and awesome videos on YouTube, because now my business is duplicating away from me. I don't have to send things to people. I don't have to reinvent something clever to show people. This works, okay? So when they see the pricing, they see the retail, $85.69, which is an incredible value. They see the 15% off, which is our preferred customer pricing. They see the 30% off. How do I get that? Funny you should ask. I'll show you. Did that take any salesmanship? I don't think so. And then they go, well, what about these with the sample kit? I go, oh, you mean 3-day minis? Yes, they're referred to as samples, but those are 3-day minis. If you go for a weekend, if you want to share it with somebody to have 3 days of the Fountain of Youth, if you want to keep it in your purse because you're not going to come home between work and going out, for the evening, so you can keep these 3-day minis in your purse and do a little touch up and boom, you're good to go. They're like, oh my gosh, that's what I want. I go, well, hang on a second, because we also have to talk about the dark spot corrector and brightening cream, because that's the real magic. That's the long term. You've gotten excited about what you saw instantly. Let me show you what this can do. And then they look at that pricing. And again, how do I get the best price? Oh my goodness, I'd like some of those 3-day minis. Okay, well then you've got another option. And I say this to them, you've got another option, because I know you don't want to do the business. I go, then we have a skin system where you get the two of them together and retails less than $200. Guys, if you had any idea how affordable that was, you would never let the words, but it's expensive, come out of your mouth. When I hear people say that, I truly know they have never, ever, they have never been chasing what they see in the mirror seriously, or they've never really explored it. And I'm not making light of money and value at all, but I'm just telling you, there are products out there 3, 4, and 5 times this expensive that don't have the results, that don't have clinical trials, that are full of things that are endocrine disruptors, known carcinogens, and have been linked to birth defects. And people are spending money on it right and left. And Erika is going to talk about that. So they can pay retail for it and still get an incredible value, or the fact that we can order it for less than $140, done. Put a fork in me, done. Now, they get excited about that. And I go, okay, I just want to show you what it means to have member pricing. Because are you already thinking of people that might notice a difference if your face had a transformation? Who do you think would notice? And every one of them goes, people that know me, there isn't anybody that wouldn't notice. Think about it, guys. Who wouldn't notice that? And so I go, okay, I'm going to show this to you because you are going to want to see how simple it is to have membership pricing. You have no obligation to build a business, but I want to do what's best for you because you're obviously excited about what we're talking about. And so I show them the next slide. There's a 100% 30-day satisfaction guarantee. That's across the board for our members and our customers. Well, that's a pretty powerful statement. So then I go, okay, let's talk about membership pricing. Become a member. This is our member pack. It's just a real simple starter pack. You get a skin system and you get 8 of the 3-day minis in both products. Okay. You're saving money by doing that. It's $400. And now you have some 3-day minis to share. You've got a skin system for yourself. And if you refer people to the program, whether they're customers or they decide they want to be members, you have now positioned yourself to be commission eligible. Would you like that referral fee? I'm going to get the referral fee whether you do this or not. I just like to put you in the middle of you being the connector, introducing us to some awesome people that are excited about this. There's no hard pitch. It works. Trust me. It's just very, very simple. Whether I do it online, whether I do it sitting right in front of somebody or whatever. Then we have the business member pack. So now you're going to get 2 skin systems, one for you, one for your daughter, one for you, one for your husband, one for you to sell, whatever. And now you're going to get 16 of the 3-day minis. So you're really going to be able, when people notice what's going on with you, you're going to have a way to share with them 3 days and excitement, or it could be 3 days while they're waiting for their product to come in, whatever. But if you do this, you are going to have access 24/7 to your business for free for a year. Other people have to pay $19.95 a month. So that's a $240 value. You're also going to get an event pass. But if you don't want to use it to go to one of our trainings or big events, you can use that towards future product orders. Are you kidding me? Another $200 worth of value? And we'll get into this in training, but you're now going to have an additional pay line, which means the more customers you gather, you're going to make more money. It's elevated you in the compensation plan. Well, that's exciting. Okay, no big deal. No explanation. This isn't brain damage. As my husband says, this isn't rocket surgery. I mean, it's just, oh my goodness. And then there's the Elite Pack. This Elite Pack's the best valued Elite Pack out of all of our packs. Why? If you were to order all of these products just as they are, you would pay that same price and you would not get a back office free for 18 months worth $360. You wouldn't have 2 event passes worth $398. That's $398 towards future product orders. You would just buy it and pay whatever that was and not have those perks. Now, this Elite Pack is incredible value. It is just insanity if somebody wants to do this, really how much you've given back to them. And now they have 5 skincare systems and 40 3-day minis of each product. It's awesome. It's awesome for somebody that really wants to start a business. So I'm just letting you know there's different ways that you can present this. It's working very well. We have people watching right now in California. And with that being said, they have brought in more customers and more business partners with Elites and Ultimates just off of this presentation, and before and after pictures. And about 20-30 minutes of their time. Their name's Scott and Eliza Friedman. And their team is growing because people have said, this is fun. This is exciting. Where do I get my hands on this? I can do that. I can flip through these. I don't have to know everything about everything. I can share with them a video or point them to the Jouve Skin website or let them see our never ever list, which I want to show you. If you, you need to go into your back office, click on business, click on library, scroll down to brands, okay, within the marketing, and pull up Jouve. I'm going to show you, these are PDFs. They're right there. Save them. You can save them on your smartphone. You can save them on a tablet. Of course, you can save them on a computer, and they work incredibly well. So the never ever list is popping up. I love texting this to someone and have them go back and look at the products they've been using. And then they flip out completely. Let me show you another something that is in the back, our back office. Here's the brightening cream ingredients list. Now, the brightener has over 50 ingredients. This is a very complex product because it does so much. I just like it because it works so well. But having said all of that, for somebody that is one of those analytical people, that's great. Text them this. Let them look through those things. Let them, if you get them excited about this when you're building your team, those are the people that will become your best trainers. They really, really will. You can keep people excited. You can keep things moving. And those people that like investigating things can become awesome trainers because people know they really, really did their homework. As always, you can use RX Insight. All of these things pop up. Okay, Lisa, if someone signs up for the business, what do you recommend for their monthly qualification? Yes, Jouve is available for auto delivery. You have to call it in for auto delivery, but it can be available for that. I've used, if they get a bigger pack for themselves to use and share, then I go, you know what? You might want to look at our Slenderize or our nutrition. I use it as a gateway to open up our other brands for them to explore on an auto delivery. It's totally up to that person, what they are excited about and what they want to do. But yes, Jouve is available for auto delivery. Somebody said, how do you text from your back office? Anything that's in the back office, you can save immediately, download it to whatever device you're using. If you do it from your computer, email yourself those PDFs and open them up on your smart device, and boom, they're saved. So now you can text, share, email, however you like. That's a good question. That is a good question. Here's another one. It says, after the initial back office access expires for a larger pack, do members pay the monthly fee? Yes. Yes, and it's a tax write-off. It's a legitimate business expense, which is great. But yeah, you would do that. Now, today, let me look in the mirror. I'm not noticing, and here's the funny thing. I used to get a horrible white residue, but because I've been using it so much and now using it twice a day, the residue is gone. I'm for real. It's really gone. Oh, there's some right there. I don't know if you can see it. I see a little bit right there. So I'm going to fix it. Now, I could fix this with my primer, but for those of you that are like, I don't use primers and I don't want to, I don't know what your problem is, but that's fine. Let me, using the brightener. Okay, I want you to see how little of this I'm using. Look at that, tiny, teeny weeny tiny. It's trying to, I'm just saying it is like, it's like a pin dot. I actually put 2 pin dots and I meant to put 1 on there. And so now I've got a little bit of a white stripe right here. Barely. I'm talking a feathery touch. If you can't control your index finger, use your, ring finger or something like that. A little white. It's gone. All right. So now we're going to completely change gears. How many of you want to know, okay, but I've got a friend who's using this, or somebody called her and showed her this, and what makes Jouve different than that? And what if they've been getting their face filled with injections and they want to get away from that? Can you help me just kind of talk about this, just real life situations as we talk about Jouve? Well, yes, we can. And that is why, are there any more questions? You guys have been awesome. Right now, while Erika powers up her camera, are there any other questions that y'all would like to ask? Oh, don't forget Regina's picks. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, because this is incredible. I'm going to show you our beautiful beautiful friend, Regina, who was a total cynic. Hey, Erika.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to show them these two pictures really fast because we were both in Nashville when this was taken. And Erika was going around the room watching people apply it. This is a real 90-second transformation. And she said to the person applying it, I know you're putting it in people's whatever. I want to see how this works. So they took it and literally like spread it on her problem areas and look at the difference. It's amazing. I'm getting ready to show you the zoom in on the lower part of her face, which will take your breath away. And she's beautiful enough as it is. But this picture I have saved, and look at that. That's unbelievable. And that's for real. That is not airbrushed. That is not retouched. She didn't even take off her makeup properly or her lipstick. It was one of those things, I want to see if this will happen. We were all nervous because we're applying it differently than we've been told. This is November the 15th, and the room is just erupting. And here's, you know, old stubborn Regina's going to do it her way, which is why we love her. And look at this result. That is incredible. For me, I think that picture is priceless. I really, really do. Oh, wow. Isn't that awesome? It really, really is. And I want to look down through, make sure I've answered everybody's questions. I'm going to share one more photo. And this is a beautiful woman who is a professional athlete. She is a professional speaker. She was an incredible Slenderize user as a customer. And because of Jouve, she is now a representative. She's pretty well known in New York City. She's even been on the CoverGirl ad commercial with Queen Latifah for African American skin and the new darker complexion cosmetic line. I'm going to pull up the picture that she sent me, her new headshot, using our products. She's flying down to Greensboro. She is flying to Greensboro for the training in 2 weeks. And look at her. That is Kim Hampton. She is the most beautiful person inside and out that I have ever been introduced to. Professional speaker, actress, WNBA player, pioneered professional sports for women. She's a mom. She is awesome. She is coming down to Greensboro to learn, and she wants to let everyone know, yes, this works across the board. You need to share this with everyone, men and women, and all that good stuff. It's just awesome. And so I wanted to share that with you. Somebody asked if I would recommend adding to lips for fullness. No, I wouldn't. Not the tightener. And Erika, correct me if I'm wrong. Now I put the brightener at night all over. I put it all over my lips because I have barcodes that I am so excited are getting erased. And barcodes are those horrible lines. You smokers have them. Well, I got barcode lips from drinking through straws. And so I put the brightener all over my lips and love it. But I would not put the tightener. I would not put the tightener because I wouldn't want my lips to dry out. Erika, what do you think? I wouldn't want my lips to get all like chappy. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm not telling them wrong.
Correct.
Because I have no scientific training. I have, holy crap, I look haggard. This stuff is a miracle, and I'm going to figure out how to make it work. That's my research. So that's that is what is going on with me. Now, I want to really talk about who else is sharing the screen with me, because she has become probably one of my dearest friends. She is one of the most brilliant women that I have ever met. She is probably the most active member of the Wellness Council. Her name is Erika Elmats, and she is she's a Harvard graduate. Yes, she is a nutritionalist. Yes, a naturopath, all of that. But she's a brilliant scientific mind, and she is a brilliant business builder and bridging the gap of educating people like me and not getting us bogged down thinking everything is over our head. And it takes someone very special to communicate that way. Deanna communicates that way. And Erika communicates that way. And that's why she is becoming such a sought after speaker and trainer, because she wants to empower you with knowledge, but not have you get bogged down of, oh my goodness, do I have to remember everything? She has a very good way of helping you bridge that gap. It's awesome. And she's also the only person I've ever met in my life that swam from Alcatraz to San Francisco Harbor and